Hey, what's up, man? Hello. I'll organize the inventory here a little bit. It's getting out of control. It's not really that fun to play as the Berserker currently because he has only a couple legendaries. It's kind of on the back burner, but I've got so much crap in here. I gotta condense it a little bit. Look at my legendaries really quick. Maybe I have some... I'm just gonna give him side stuff because he doesn't really have a lot to work with currently. Actually, that one-handed is really good. I don't think he can use daggers. Yeah, he can't use daggers. This one's not bad. If I could get crit chance on that. I try to get rid of a lot of the junk in here so I don't have to do this when they update. What's up, guys? Hello. Laid back stream tonight. Don't expect any anything super exciting to happen. Pretty low-key day. I didn't have to work over at my neighbor's house today, so I'm kind of just wanting to chill. I beat this game again today. I put up a video. Put up a video earlier. Let's see, what's the best thing to replace? This one's actually kind of not that great. It's got a low strength roll. This one, on the other hand, is really good. Let's see, what's my attack speed at? Hold on. I only have a little bit of crit chance. Let's see here. They announce anything else interesting at Gamescom, or is it just, I don't know. This Gamescom is kind of disappointing. I didn't really expect anything, and I was still pretty disappointed. Whole lot of nothing. Usual, spend like 20 minutes on Call of Duty instead of something actually interesting. Kind of a blah Gamescom this year. It's kind of hard to top DMC 5 getting announced, so I mean, to be fair, those are pretty big shoes to fill, but still, very uninteresting. Let's get rid of some of this trash. DMC5 was definitely like one of the best things that happened at Gamescom, simply because it was exciting even if you didn't care about character action games. In my opinion, it was, just because, you know, it had been 11 years between installments, so the internet went pretty crazy, even though if you had been following a lot of places that post about action games, there were a lot of allusions to it happening. It just wasn't official until like right before release. Yeah, Gamescom is probably not going to be able to top that anytime soon. Kind of feels like they don't even try, though. I kind of didn't really feel like streaming the Gamescom presentation, because it just didn't really seem that interesting. There's not going to be any more Gundam information till release, pretty much, or unless some rando gets it early. You know how it is with big games. Apparently somebody is streaming Star Wars Outlaws on Kick. Like, you know the guy is going to suck at the game. We go through this anytime there's a somewhat decent-looking game coming out. Any kind of interest in it. There's always some rando you never heard of. People always complain that, like, they suck at the game. I'm like, well, of course they do. Anybody that actually cares about having a following is not going to stream something like that early. You can get in a lot of trouble. I know somebody who broke embargo on Dynasty Warriors 9, actually. It's kind of funny in retrospect, because he basically called out the port for being really bad. Like, a nice gesture, but I don't know if burning bridges with your relationship with Koei Tecmo was a good idea. Was it worth that? No, I'd argue no. People will do anything for clicks, man. It's sad. Well, the algorithm kind of encourages behavior like that, though, to be honest. You don't get views for actually being honest or passionate. You get views for doing stupid stuff. Well, I guess that guy succumbed to that. Thought it was pretty funny, though. Giga Chad move, that's also a really stupid move. Yeah, I'm just gonna burn my relationship with this company. Not even for a quick buck. For like a quick burst of attention is pretty much what it is. Was there that guy that stole Starfield off a truck? And he's doing streams with it. Like, do you really think that's going to jumpstart your content creator career? How stupid can you be, man? The guy got arrested too. Especially for a shit game like that. That's like even worse. Getting any luck, am I? Gotcha pulls. Actually, this one's not bad. This one's not bad. I think we'll use that one. Valve's making another shooter. Do we really need another one? Did they not learn from Suicide Squad? I don't know, it just bothers me. Everybody expects randos that get games early to be like mega good at them and sweaty and stuff. It's like they're not going to be. Anybody worth anything is not going to do something like that because it's stupid too. Alright, there we go. That's a good piece. Let's see what else here needs work. The same thing when Elden Ring came out. People are like, oh, this guy sucks at this game. I'm like, well, what do you expect? If the guy was any good at Souls games, you could bet he would have already had some kind of following. Maybe not like super big, but enough to not want to do something like that. Expose yourself as having the game early and breaking NDA and embargo and all the DMCA stuff, all those fun things that content creators have to worry about. Let's see if I could get like a crit chance. I think Suicide Squad was actually gearing up to bring all the Justice League back, but the game was a massive flop, so the chances of that happening are pretty slim now. It's like, maybe you shouldn't have written the game like that in the first place. Let's see, can this get crit chance? It can. Alright. Oh, I got an invite to that. What is it called, like Deadshot or something? I'm like, what the hell is this? I saw everybody saying it was some shooter. I'm like, well, I'm already not interested. Give me a beta to Gundam Breaker 4. Where's the beta to that? I don't care about no damn shooter. I thought it was like a scam or something. I got an invite to that, and I saw it was like a beta hero shooter. I'm like, I already lost all interest immediately. Rocksteady is, Rocksteady in name only. It really says a lot that the people that founded the studio bailed on it right before Suicide Squad came out. That should tell you something's wrong. If the owners of the company bail right before the game that they were working on comes out. That's a pretty big problem, I think. Like, you don't bail from a company. You don't bail from a company right before, you know, a big AAA game that's supposed to generate, like, tons of revenue. You just don't do that. That's all you really needed to know, that that game wasn't going to be good. I would think if I was releasing a AAA game, I would stick around until it was out and use it as like a way to get more opportunities or something. Not just bail. We talked about this yesterday, or the day before. When was the last time I did a home stream? A journalist will do anything to stay relevant, because channels like mine are more relevant than them, in a way. Obviously, they make way more money, but they're not relevant anymore. They haven't been for a long time. There's no reason to look at a journalist's review for something they probably had no time to play, or even, you know if they'll like. When you can just go to, like, a channel like mine, and I'm definitely not making a good salary, but I'm able to choose the things that I want to cover. I have that agency, and they don't, which is why companies work with channels like mine, even though I'm not a big name. I've definitely made my mark on content creation, because I was one of the first people to do it, but I'm definitely not popular or making any kind of sustainable income, that's for sure. But I wish people would just, like, stop looking at their stuff. It's not hard. What they're trying to do is desperate attempts to stay relevant. If people would stop giving them so much attention, then they would stop doing that. Alright, I think we're done with this for now. Got a nice, mostly clean inventory. We'll do a Spellblade run. How about that? Spellblade's more interesting right now. I mean, I can say this from experience, even before I was a content creator. Journalists used to be the only way that we knew about stuff, right? I used to watch Nick Arcade and GamePro TV as a kid, and X-Play, like all those game shows, game-related shows, just for a glimpse of a game I wanted to play. And that's when they were at the peak of their relevancy, but as soon as YouTube came around, they've been on a real decline in terms of actually being relevant. And they do stupid stuff just to try to maintain that relevancy. That's really all it is. Yeah, I would watch Nick Arcade just for like 45 seconds of a Neo Geo game. That's how much things have changed. That was the only way that you could really look at a game without either buying it yourself or having some kind of word of mouth, like a friend had it. And that's not really how things are anymore. You can look at gameplay of something, You know, and you can find somebody who's mega sweaty at it, doesn't matter what kind of game it is. Anything from Elden Ring to Stardew Valley. There's like somebody that's specializing in it, and you can watch them and get a good idea if the game is worth your time. It's just people don't understand that giving those the shitty journalists, it's not like all journalists are bad, there's plenty of great journalists, but giving the ones that are intentionally trying to stir up stuff attention is just perpetuating the problem. Like, stop giving those guys attention, and they'll stop doing it. It's a slow news day, and they want clicks. It's not this deep philosophical thing. Slow news day, they want clicks. Could say the same thing for people that specialize in leaking stuff as well. A bunch of them have been outed as being drama queens. There was the one that was pretending to be a Japanese girl, and then the other one that, like, exposed his source in Nintendo. Like, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to build, like, my entire brand on the internet around leaking stuff. It just sounds like you're just begging for it to come crashing down. Like, at least, like, actually do something worthwhile. Don't just leak stuff. It's always funny when they get it wrong, too, and then, come up with some reason why they got it wrong. Like, you didn't know. The company actually kept it under wraps, like they're supposed to. Nick Arcade was actually kind of a trash show. It wasn't a great show. It was heavily carried by the fact that they had, like, it's one of the only places in the 90s that you could actually see gameplay footage. Like, the main reason to watch it. And then, anybody who watched that show and got pissed at the kids for being bad at games, they're like the OG backseat gamers. The OG backseat gamers are people who watch Nick Arcade. You'd always get immensely frustrated. Like, you know you could crush that video challenge, but the kids there had, like, goldfish game playing skills. The show was basically rigged anyway, because the end... Have you guys ever seen, the video zone or whatever it was called that they would do at the end of the episode? Ever see what that was actually like? It was basically going around a big blue screen with a small monitor telling you where your character was. Like, actively impossible to actually play. It's unplayable. And that was like the main thing that determined whether you won, so it's kind of a crap game show when you think about it. I think there were a couple kids on there that actually won the video challenges, but then they had to play that jank Amiga green screen game. which filtered almost anybody. Yeah, Nick Arcade was hardcore rigged. You got the RNG, you had somebody on your team that could actually play video games. It didn't matter because you had to play that crappy... You had to play that crappy green screen game, which is like the pinnacle of being unplayable. Once I saw how they actually did that, I kind of stopped wanting to be on that show, because I know I would have crushed the game challenge, but I would have gotten bodied by that. It wouldn't have mattered. I'd give you some crap prize, like some sneakers or something. Those sneakers actually look pretty nice, but I don't know of any kid that would be happy to come home from a big event like that with some sneakers. Yeah, you get some milk. You get some milk. That's your prize. Somebody needs to make like a virtual Nick Arcade without all the gimmicks. So like no crappy green screen gimmick, but like actually focus on like playing random games. Have like some of them be like known stuff, like, you know, can you beat this boss in Elden Ring, and then like have it be something like this that's smaller. That would actually be pretty legit, I think. Nick Arcade is a cool concept, but as a game show is bunk. I'm pretty sure it will. I'll play a clip on why it's going to live up to the hype after I beat this next boss. The clip basically quelled all my fears about that game. Actual good marketing for once. I don't understand the reasoning behind bringing that game over but not bringing over Gundam Breaker 3. What makes it make less sense is, I'm sure you already know as somebody who's into Gundam Breaker, but they fully translated that game in English, but they only released it in Southeast Asia. And they give us new Gundam Breaker, and that one gets a PC port. That's what really pissed me off. Like, why do you give that one a PC port? Why don't you just port 3? Well, it's Bandai Namco, so yeah, they can be, they have a tendency to be allergic to making money, despite being, a business whose only purpose is to make money. They don't always do things that are indicative of that. Case in point, what's going on with Tails right now. They do things that go against the purpose of a company, which is to make money. They do it constantly, too. It's not just like a one-time thing. Yeah, we don't actually want to make money. We want to do things that piss off our weeb fans. I never played New Gundam Breaker. I heard it was like a MOBA or something, wasn't it? It was like a MOBA. I don't know why they thought a MOBA was something that they should have done, but hey, what do I know? I'm not a business major. Oh, I forgot to show the Gundam Breaker 4 clip. Let me beat this next boss. I'm not a Valkyria Chronicles fan, but I can definitely see why they did that, because PSP and the Vita died really early on. This is Dragon is Dead, yeah. I'm just farming a little bit for the next patch. So I've kind of cleared all the content already. I beat the game on the current hardest difficulty twice. I put up a video a couple hours ago if you want to see the end. This build is OP. Crazy OP. Hey, what's that sword? Is that a good roll? Well, actually, not really. Alright, let me go ahead and pull that up. Music.
Oh, hey, what are they showing?
So this is base attack speed,
Saber.
which is what everybody was complaining about, and that the game is too slow. And it's like, if you actually played Gundam Breaker 3, you know that,
Cool. Are they giving us
you know, you can increase the attack speed to crazy levels.
I mean,
So now they're going to show what I'm assuming is maxed out attack speed, like an actual built character. So this is like fully Zoomies
oh, is that the difference between
tweaked out on coffee
like
attack
high reaction
speed,
and shit?
which looks exactly like it was in 3. There were a lot of Doom posting about this game. I'm like, dude, you guys are judging the game off a demo that has no progression systems.
Oh, is that the difference
I don't know, man.
between,
It looks fine to me. I
like
played a
high
good 30
reaction
hours
speed?
of the third game. I see no problem there. It's exactly like the first game. You gotta work to get that. It doesn't give it to you as soon as you start playing. Can't expect people to actually think with their brains, though. Like, the game is so slow and clunky. I'm like, dude, you're playing a level 1 character with every progression system locked off. Of course it's gonna be slow. I don't know, it bothered me. I definitely did feel that it was slow, but I knew that it's not gonna be like that the full game, obviously. like people just like... I feel like gamers just want to be disappointed sometimes. I definitely feel that. Like, you guys just want to be disappointed. And I think what makes it worse is that, like, the marketing for the game has actually been pretty good, in that they've shown a lot of it, for one. They also did 2 demos. Now, granted, they did kind of screw up a bit, and they didn't do one for PC, and I'm salty about that. But they did more than most games do. You actually got to play it, for one. They actually gave you a playable demo. I do feel like the demo could have done a little bit more work to, like, quell the doomsayers and, like, maybe let you get some progression at least a little bit, so that people wouldn't keep complaining that the game was slow. But they let you play the game 3 times, and you got to play as long as you wanted within that period. They didn't give you everything, but you got a decent chunk of the game. You got to see if you like it, and they also took feedback too, which is also really nice. You can tell that they don't want it to fail. They want it to do well. But that's kind of the problem with, like, video game demos in general, is, like, there's no good way to do them. The thing about demos is if you put somebody at the beginning of the game, it can give a false first impression of what the game is actually going to be like. There's a lot of games that do that, like Fire Emblem 3 Hopes. That game is really fun once you play it for a couple hours, but the demo is just the straight beginning of the game when you have nothing. So some people probably said it was boring. I definitely think they should have opened up the demo a little bit more so that you had, like, a little bit more to check out, but it wasn't bad at all. There's just no right way to do a demo. If you put it at the beginning, it's like, this is what it's going to be like if you actually buy the game, but if it's progression heavy, then, you know, you don't get to experience any of that. You have to actually buy the game or watch somebody play it. I actually really prefer how Tales games did it, where they just kind of put you in, like, a place that's, like, in, like, the middle of the game, so you have, like, most of the game mechanics, and they put it in, like, a filler dungeon, so there's not, like, any plot spoilers, but you get to, like, see the battle system, you know, after you're invested into the game, so, you know, a couple hours. I actually like that angle a lot better, personally. Plenty of games that really suck at the beginning, especially if you have, like, heavy progression systems. Give me, like, the first couple hours of the game is kind of nice on paper, but somebody might not be sold by that. They might think it's boring. You're playing on both Steam Deck and PC. My Sweaty Gamer PC and then Steam Deck when I'm out. So that's what's going to be going on. I really only play on deck when I'm not at home, so when I'm working for my neighbor or when I'm out. What's the specs on my PC? I'll type it after this boss. Nice attack pattern. Nice attack pattern. Yeah, that run wasn't going to finish. He did it like twice in a row. Alright, let me type my specs. We'll switch games. I played this enough today. Alright, let's play something else. I don't really have anything else to really accomplish in this right now. I made most of the currency back that I spent gearing out the Berserker. Alright, let's play something else. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No one's gonna buy a new Monster Hunter game if they put you at the beginning and make you do all the menial quests, like you kill the Kut-Ku and you carry a bunch of eggs and stuff. Like, no one's gonna buy it off that. The only reason they would buy it is if they had word of mouth from elsewhere. Like a real life friend or an internet friend or some kind of enthusiast channel like mine. That's why they do that with Monster Hunter. Because the beginning of Monster Hunter is always really boring, even if you're new. They kind of have to, like, just give you a couple monsters to fight with, like, a semi-decent build so that you can actually get an idea of what the game is like. Because the first couple hours are always mad boring. I think Rise did a pretty good job of making it interesting a lot faster, but that was mostly just because it had the wire bugs and stuff to keep it interesting. That's kind of why they do that with Tales now as well. Like, the last couple Tales games that got demos were all like that. Just kind of put you in the middle of the game with, like, against a boss that doesn't spoil anything about the plot, so that you can try the combat. You know, if you're interested in the story, you have to actually buy the game, which is another good hook as well. I've had a lot less fun playing demos that are right straight at the beginning. You kind of have the selling point of, like, hey, you know, you can carry over your save and, you know, you can skip the first couple hours. It's kind of nice on paper, but depending on how the progression systems are paced, it can actually really suck. Monster Hunter is a perfect example, having to carry eggs and gather plants and stuff. It's like not actually what you're doing most of the time. Once you, like, learn how to play the game, a lot of that stuff kind of goes away. Beefy computer? Yeah, I've been upgrading it a lot over the past year. There's not really anything left to upgrade. I'm hearing the 13th and 14th gen of the processors are not great. I'm not really wanting to upgrade for a worse experience. I think the funniest example of this is Vesperia, which was actually kind of a shit demo for two reasons. The first was that it wasn't that far in the game. It was only like the second or third boss. You fight Gattuso, but then, like, Gattuso is also, like, a really hard boss, and probably not the kind of boss you want to put in a demo where you're trying to convince people to spend $60 on your game. Now, on one hand, it's kind of like the Wo-Long tutorial boss, where, like, if you can beat Gattuso, you know that you can clear the game. But, on the other hand, putting that boss as your demo boss probably lost them a lot of sales. Because, like, Gattuso is not very far in the game, and the demo didn't really give you a lot to work with, so I don't really know what their plan was with that, but it didn't work. There's so many people getting filtered by that boss. It's kind of why, like, when they did the Graces F demo, they changed it so that you're, like, near the end of the game, actually. You're past the original campaign length. You ran the PS3 exclusive content, and you're like pretty overpowered. Yeah, you can mash buttons and have fun, but like also check out the mechanics if you want. That was a pretty good demo. It was probably one of the best Tales demos they ever did. Yeah, I have a content creator PC, but I don't have the earnings of a content creator that has PC like that. Unfortunately. This channel has been making like no money for over a year now. Longer than that, but the revenue's been really bad. Nah, it's not gonna happen. Like, there's a reason I have to ask for help all the time. I'm not, like, secretly a billionaire. I'm not secretly a billionaire. I'm, very poor. Way more than I should be doing this for almost 20 years. Not 20 yet. It's gonna be 19 in October. So next October it'll be 20. Maybe some site will pick me up and I'll actually start making money. They won't, though. I don't have any drama. It would be nice if they would. Like, hey, this guy has been around forever. Yeah, I got a review key for this, but I kind of didn't want to play it at launch because it was like really buggy and didn't feel that great. They've improved it a lot, but they definitely have an uphill battle because this game was not ready for release. Not even for early access. It wasn't ready for release, so... Also, a lot of it was just stupid people as well. expecting it to have as much content as Dead Cells, which is not possible. The amount at which they've updated this game in only like 2 or 3 months is pretty impressive, but it wasn't worth buying at launch. They've also been very transparent with their roadmap as well. As somebody who buys and plays a lot of early access games, I definitely appreciate that. I've gotten scammed on early access games numerous times. These guys are taking it seriously. They might have released the game a little bit too early, but they did made a good product in the end. It's in a much better state now. Kind of just felt very empty when it came out. It had like 0 content. I think Hades 2 is probably going to change that now, though. Like, probably going to see these early access roguelikes have like way more stuff in them from the start instead of building up to it later. At the same time, it's almost impossible to impossible standard, though. I don't know how to get up there. Oh, there we go. Okay. Think outside the box a little bit. 20 years, yeah. It was October 2005 is when I started. Tell you, the site was a lot different back then. Not necessarily better. I think saying it was better back then is not entirely true. For one, the quality was way worse. Only having 10-minute videos. That stuff sucked. Yeah, people were a lot more authentic back then, for sure. Wasn't really a clickbait culture back then. That part was better. The site is a lot better now, outside of those limitations, though. Don't want to go back to only having 10-minute video length. I'm good with never going back to that. That was garbage. Also, anybody who says the site was better back then, I can tell they didn't make videos. I know that for a fact, because you could get banned for literally anything back then. A lot of people got banned for like posting SpongeBob clips and stuff. Like things that like don't really matter. YouTube's a better site now. It's just if you want to be successful, you have to make blatant clickbait. If you don't want to do that, you won't be successful. Which is part of the reason why I'm not very successful. I don't want to make stuff like that and waste people's time. Because I hate clickbait myself. Yeah, the functionality of the site is much better now. It used to not be HD, there used to not be 60 FPS. You had a very strict... You had a very strict 10-minute and 58-second limit. None of that was good. You used to just be able to just post full episodes of stuff on here. People would just post like Family Matters and stuff. Just post like entire movies. I don't know if any of you guys used this site before it got bought out by Google, but it was like no man's land. You could just do whatever you wanted. When Google came in, that's when the copyright crackdown started. But in my opinion, as a content creator, it made the site a lot better. It's because of Google coming in that I'm streaming at like a good quality right now. Gaijin, there hasn't really been anything going on. I'm like not really starting any new games until Gundam comes out. It's been nice that the game has been coming out, but also I don't really want to start anything new. This is not a new game. I just haven't really played it much. Got pulled out of the backlog dungeon. I hope they can turn this game around, because it got a lot of flack for good reason. Just being completely barren of content, not really any meta progression, being buggy as well. Like, the game barely worked on Steam Deck, which is kind of not a great thing for smaller games like this. You definitely want to have your game support Steam Deck if it's reasonable, meaning, the deck can actually run it. This is definitely a lot better than last time I played it, I'll say that much. But first impressions are everything, especially when you're doing early access. I think it doesn't help that it was released, like, right after Hades, too, so it's gonna get unfair comparisons. These guys are the ones that actually made Dead Cells good. It wasn't Motion Twin. Motion Twin dipped after 1.0. It was Evil Empire was the ones that were making this. That pretty much made Dead Cells so critically acclaimed. So I had faith in them, but at the same time they released the game with like nothing, and that's just kind of a death sentence these days. They had the benefit of like, hey, you know, we've actually made a game before, so you know that they're not going to bail on it, but I don't know. It's a hard sell, early access these days. It's either like an unproven studio, you have no idea if they'll like actually finish the game, or it's just so barren of content. It's like, you know, why do you want to play it now when you can wait like 6 months or a year? The game will either be finished or closer out of early access. I think Blaze Blue Entropy Effect doesn't get enough credit for how much content it had day one. Also, they were very receptive to feedback as well. People hated that you couldn't carry over your save and stuff, and they fixed that within like a day. I mean, that's impressive. Very impressive. What's not impressive is this game's performance. Why is it dropping frames so much? I tried playing this on the Steam Deck. This update is like way worse. The game doesn't have the best art style. It shouldn't be struggling like this on a 4070 Ti. kind of an unfun boss. First boss is fun. That one, not so much. Just gonna run away and spam a lot. Everyone's favorite. Boss fights are in this game's strong point. Anyway, I think I got some upgrades at least. It's only my second time fighting. That wasn't too bad. Could be worse. The upgrade system in this game is needlessly convoluted. Maybe I need to craft some more stuff. They're saying that they're going to redo the upgrade system in this game because it's confusing. Yeah, it's a pretty solid game now, but it's still lacking polish and content. Hopefully they'll get around to that, but I just kind of question why they released it when they did, because they've added so much to it in like 2.5 months. It would have been better to just wait. Let me see. What do I got to look forward to early access wise? Let's do a little check here. Prince of Persia is just playing. Dragon is Dead is probably going to get an update this week, hopefully. I'm hoping for some more legendaries, because right now the Berserker is kind of boring to play because he only has like 2 legendaries. And not very interesting at the moment. Also, the balancing of the game is really out of whack with unfair stuff like getting locked in hit stun, getting hit once and losing like all your health. That stuff needs to go. But I have cleared it twice, so there's not really any content left. Lost Castle 2 feels pretty solid. Main problem I have with this game is that the movesets are really small considering the cheap flash animation they're using. They have no reason to like not go all out. That's kind of a shame. But hopefully they'll get around to that. I'm hoping for more content for this. I don't know. They've kind of gone really slow ever since they got out of 1.0. I mean, it took like months for Rachel. I just don't really care about Rachel as a character, so kind of disappointed a little bit, but hopefully they'll get some better characters in there soon. The game was a success. It sold a couple 100,000 copies, so I don't think they're going to abandon it or anything, but what also happened with this game was that everybody got laid off temporarily and then hired back. I guess because their publisher didn't pay them or something crazy like that happened. But then everybody got hired back, so hopefully they'll get things out at a quicker pace. They're saying that they want to add more stuff to it. I personally think the length of the game is just fine. The extra mode where you fight bosses is really cool. Definitely use like more of a meta currency sync and more characters. Maybe add like more potentials and stuff as well. But this is pretty much the best action roguelike in my opinion. I like it way better than Hades 2, which I do have right here. I've only played it for 3 hours. I don't know. I thought Hades 1 was okay. Hades 2 is better in a lot of ways, but they also made it like way more grindy, and then the combat is more methodical and slower, which I don't really think plays to the game's strengths. I think the other issue with this game is that they managed to release an early access with more content than the first game had, but that also means that it's going to take like months until there's an actual major update. So I don't know how they plan to keep people happy. It's like the amount of content in this game, it's already enough for a full game. I mean, the only thing that's really making you feel like you need to wait for content is the story. The story is obviously a very important part of Hades, but uh, I don't know if that was the best idea in retrospect, as it's gonna take them like months to add anything to it, and then like it's a pretty high chance it's gonna be another cliffhanger. So if you're playing for story, I don't know if this game is even worth buying right now. Uh, they did do a couple updates, and hopefully maybe I'll give the game another chance. But yeah, I just don't like Hades that much. I don't hate it. I just don't find it that. I just don't like the gameplay loop that much. Uh, River City Girls 2 is getting Double Dragon DLC soon. Um, I'm pretty excited for that. They also said there's going to be some new accessories as well. This game was a disaster at launch. One of the worst launches I've ever been a part of. I'm glad that they turned it around, but uh, it's definitely one of those things. If it was more popular, it would have gotten a lot of flack from publications for being so broken. It's a complete broken mess. It was a good game though. I really enjoyed it. I played it through on Switch first, and I played it through on here. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the mods work anymore because of all the updates. But we'll definitely jump back into this when it gets the DLC, which is supposed to be this summer. So I don't know when that's supposed to be. Got to be in like the next month and a half. Rotwood, I tried. I didn't really like this game that much. It felt too focused on multiplayer. There's like barely any hit stun in the game. The combat is slow. The weapons are really weird to use. I didn't really feel like most of them were very fun. Uh, I hope that they'll turn this game around, but I just don't like when they balance stuff around co-op. Apparently, like co-op is like so much easier. It's like the solo should be the easiest. I'll have to give this game another chance, but yeah, I didn't really feel this one that much. I thought it was okay. Yeah, this one's kind of a wait and see for me. I mean, the price was cheap. It was like $10. um, but yeah, for early access, I just didn't like the gameplay loop that much. It didn't feel that great to play. I haven't checked back in like a couple months. I might play that while I wait for Gundam, but yeah, it kind of wasn't that interesting to me personally. Uh, I've got this as well. Actually, we might play this next. You might play this next because this got a major update. Let me see. What did they add to this exactly? Well, there was a mod for arcade mode, but I don't think it works anymore because of the updates that they've made. The arcade mode is pretty much just playing through all the mandatory fights. So, but yeah, the fact that a modder did it should probably tell you that they should be able to do it themselves. That's my take on it anyway. Uh, yeah, it looks like they added a lot to this. This game was kind of barren at launch. We might actually play this tomorrow. It's a little bit too late to get started on it now, but I don't think this will take 5 days to clear. But yeah, this game is pretty cool. I like the foundation that they had. It just didn't have much content, so I kind of waited a little bit. What else is in early access? This left early access. I don't know when I'm going to have time to play this, though. I definitely can't play either of these games on the deck. Not streaming, anyway. What else here? I want to like this game, but it runs so terribly. The optimization is horrible. It seems like it could be fun, but I don't know. It's just a stuttering mess. I haven't really wanted to interact with it much. I don't know if they're going to fix that or not, but I'm sorry. It shouldn't be stuttering with like a couple skeletons on the screen in a small room. I bought this one with my own money. I did not get a review key for this, and combat's not bad. I know there's more systems I need to unlock, but I just get stuck on the terrible performance. So it's really hard to care. This game is in early access. Problem I have with this game is that stuff just has too much health. Your runs can die too quickly. The gear system is really grindy, but has like no pity system. The combat's okay. It's definitely unique. I'll give it that. It's definitely not like copying Hades like so many roguelikes are right now. It's actually got its own identity, which is nice, but I don't know. Feels like random bullshit just happens all the time, which is kind of like this game. You die a lot in this game for stuff that's not your fault. And apparently they've lowered the boss health, which I think will help a lot, because if you got to the boss with no damage, the boss took like 10 minutes to kill. It just completely wasn't enjoyable at all. That's basically it for early access stuff. I don't have anything else I'm really waiting on updates for right now. Not that I can think of. Nobody May Cry for DMC, not DMC, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be ported to the PC version soon, so you can bet I'll be playing that. I'm not the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan. I think a lot of it is just because of how old I am. I mean, I was 16 when the first game came out, so I was already pretty old in my late teens. I didn't hate the game. I just didn't really get super into it like I did with other franchises. But yeah, that mod is pretty awesome. Basically turns it into like a full-blown character action game. And the guy announced that he's going to be porting it to PC for a number of reasons. First is piracy concerns. Having to tell people to download a ROM is really sketchy. And then also, people have been like uploading the ROMs pre-patched. And that causes a lot of stress for somebody that's doing this in his spare time and doesn't, can't make any money off it legally. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know when that's going to happen. If he drops a Patreon beta for that, I'll definitely check it out. Slime Game is getting DLC in like 6 days, I think. I don't know how much I'll care because Gundam's going to be out, but I have had some people ask for a review for this, and I kind of want to wait until the first batch of DLC is out, because I feel like that's going to really tell us the trajectory of the game. If the DLC is actually going to fix the problems of like having barely any content, being almost completely devoid of RPG elements, I hope that those things will be fixed, but you can see I cleared the game. I cleared the main story. I only have 4 achievements left. I might get them when I'm really bored in a few months, but I don't want to like make a video ragging on the game and then the DLC like actually fixes it, because we have a lot of games right here that have done that. This game, for instance, this game sucked at launch. Well, I wouldn't say it sucked. It had a good foundation, but the port was terrible for one, and then also the only reason to really play this game is either the story or the DLC. The problem with playing the game for the story is that There's like no progression, meaningful progression decisions that you make the entire first playthrough because the power level system dictates how strong you are. So the first playthrough is very boring. Now I could say the same for this game as well. This game has that same problem. The difference is that this game is balanced around having crap gear. The progression is way better in this game. You can actually make builds on the first playthrough. They're not very interesting, but you can make them, and you don't have to just put on stuff that gives you the best numbers. That was the main problem with Stranger of Paradise. The DLC made the game a lot better just because it added a lot of content. The new classes and weapons are really fun, and then you get the whole like massive roguelike mode that you can grind in. You could spend like hundreds of hours in there if you want. So that's kind of why I've been a little bit easier. I've been a little bit loose on this game because there's a chance that that might happen. It's a very low and slim chance, but it might happen. So that's supposed to be coming out in a few days. I'll probably be the next time I stream this game is when that drops. For other stuff that's been updated, or getting updates, that's basically it, really. So, got a nice little backlog to work with, but what would you guys like to see next out of the games I chose for like the next couple days? Because I'm kind of done with Dragon is Dead until it gets updates. So I could do The Devil Within here. I could do... what else? This game I'll be doing on kitty sitting streams. Can do more Prince of Persia, but this update's kind of whack with the performance issues, so I might want to wait on that a little bit longer. Nightmare of the Lunatic I'll also be doing on kitty sitting streams. That's basically it. Let's try something really quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop off.
兄上、我が本体は布陣すらできていません。私が食い止めるゆえ、その間に対策を。我こそは信玄の弟、信繁なり。謙信の首、もらい受ける。正面で受け止めよ。その間に西女山別動隊は二手に分かれ下山。本隊と別動隊の2隊で上杉軍を3方向から包囲殲滅する。ここは誰も通さぬ。ここは当選場ですよ。申し上げます、信繁様、討ち死に。真田の戦ご覧あれ。 新進行の奇襲を受けて武田本体は大混乱だ。彼本体に合流して食い止めない。開門。信玄、わしより先に生きよって。反撃しちゃおうか。上杉の将を撃って取るのじゃ。さすが信玄公。失策をここまで挽回したか。面白い。開門。 わしに突っ込んでくる気かね。その戦術が軍神の名にふさわしい。
I need a mod for this that makes the items permanent, because this game does not have attack speed, something that you can put on your weapon. All the other Samurai Warriors 4 games have that, but this one doesn't. It's very noticeable how much better it feels with the attack speed on. I'm not sure why they made that decision. But then in Samurai Warriors 2, it's like a gacha system. You actually get what you want, so that's not great either. Wonder if I can find a cheat to make the item permanent. I'm gonna look for that right now, actually. Let me check Fearless Revolution. Then I'd be more inclined to play through this, because Samurai Warriors 4-2 has anti-combo mechanics. Let me see. Let's see here. I have an infinite item. Let's see. Samurai Warriors 4-2, you have to play on easy to combo anything. It's just really stupid. Let's see here. Got anything for infinite items? Let's try this really quick while I got the game up. That would make this really fun to play. Let's see here. Nope, this doesn't have infinite item, which is the only thing I really want. I just want the items to stay. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Might be onto something here. I think it has an attack speed mod. Gotta get into the game first. Alright, let's see if this works. Oh, yes! Oh, yeah. Alright, we're in there. Got an attack speed cheat. Yes. Gotta make a video about this after I stop tonight. Awesome. This game doesn't have very interesting stuff that you can put on your weapons. Oh, wait a second. Something's wrong here.
懸命に攻めよ。サイモン。よし、このまま突き進む。侵略すること火のごとし、ひねりはないが力攻めもまた攻略か。
いいかカクン、敵と出会わば脇目を振らず突撃すべし。
大将打ち取ったり。なんという強さよ。じゃあ私に
木村様、一段と燃えてるにゃ。
入るか、どこも知らずね。真田のな、怪我さずに済んでよかった。好きにはさせん。救援行為。一生は得難し。何としても救援せよ。真田のな、怪我さずに済んでよかった。
Yeah, there's a problem we have here, is that the value for the attack speed is not freezing. I don't know of a way to keep it like that. So I think the best thing to do would be to find something that makes it so the item that gives attack speed is permanent.
撤退する。撤退する。見立て通りの活躍だ。いざ真田の槍で終えていた。真田幸村、これにあり。救われたか。よか
った、間に合った。私が確保する。助かったのう。マロは低い。皆達者でのう。
サイモン。変更。氏真を逃さば戦は長引く。急ぎ参道の敵を撃ち、氏真を追え。参道へ回れて。おかしい。信玄公の戦から矢が抜けちまってる。サイモン。
最後のままでの私の救い。誰一人通さない。
上出来上出来。駿河はかみさんの実家だ。信玄、俺の家族が世話になったようだな。
負けないわよ。
そう、打ち取ったり。
一度遊ばれてるにゃ。
今川はついえた。北条も叩いて上洛の後輩を固めるよ。雪村見事。華やかなるもののふじゃねえ。
戦は混沌の極みか。楽しい。
親方様が危ない。お守りせねば。そう、打ち取ったり。かっこいい勝ち方とは言えんが、天下に王道をなすため突き進むのみ。
Alright. I'm gonna go, but before I go, I'm gonna see if there's an actual attack speed. Well, not attack speed, but like infinite item. 'Cause that's like... Game already has attack speed, it's just you can't put it on a weapon. It's a temporary buff. So let me do some detective work here. It's like the main thing that I want, too. There's a trainer that doesn't have infinite health, an infinite item. There's somebody here that's asking for it, but it never actually got added. Well, gotta little bit of a workaround for now. Maybe we'll play this the next few days. Alright. Well, that's worthy of making a video. It sucks that it doesn't stick when you switch characters, which kind of like breaks the game a little bit, but yeah, there's nothing in here to freeze the item. Huh. Well, thanks to Koei Tecmo for giving that to me. I feel bad that it kind of got put in the backlog because it doesn't run that great on the Steam Deck compared to a lot of the other Musou games from Koei. You can get 60 FPS with a little bit of elbow grease. 4DX doesn't really run that great at all, so that kind of sucks. But now that I got the computer, I got no excuse. So I'll get back to you guys if I find a solution for the attack speed. But for now, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for probably a kitty sitting stream. So the usual smaller pixel art indie games. If there's a Dragon is Dead update tomorrow, I'll definitely check that out. But they don't really post when they're going to update. So if there is, we'll play that tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll probably be Nightmare the Lunatic I wanted to play, Ember Knights. Those two roguelikes I haven't finished yet. I haven't gotten a clear on either of those games, so I think I'll probably work on those next over there. And then the home game will probably be The Devil Within, because that just got a major update too. Rogue Prince of Persia is really fun, but the performance is all messed up, so I'm like, kind of not really want to play it right now. I feel bad because they gave me a key, but then like that game's been going back and forth between playable and buggy, so they said the next major update should fix some of those problems. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'll see you guys later. Good night.